Good evening, Colony. My name is the Colonist.
And I'm Smooth Jazz.
And we are going to do something extremely different from what we usually do. Today we're doing an NCAA football 2008 game, but neither of us are playing. We're actually doing the commentary for this game.
We're going to watch two computers
We're going to watch two computers suck dick. So, let's start out. What teams do you want to have?
Alright, well, let's go through our choices here.
Well, we have every college in the country.
Every college in the country. Alright.
Let's. Why don't we do like a classic rivalry? How about Michigan versus Ohio State?
Alright.
That is a pretty. Look at this. That's a matchup right there.
There you go.
Alright. And we'll select the stadium. We'll make it a neutral stadium. Why not? Why don't we go to Miami?
Miami. Noon, weather.
We'll just have it regular weather. We don't want
it raining.
You want to make rain? Make it rain? You want to make it rain?
Let it rain.
Let it rain. Let your love rain down on me. Alright, we'll just do that. Regular. Alright, home and away. Let's go. Here we go. Now, Michigan is my favorite team, I gotta say.
Michigan is your favorite team?
In college football. In college football.
Okay. Any reason for that, or just...
My dad's a big Michigan fan, and for the fan that is watching this, I hold my dad in pretty high regard, so I talk about him quite a lot. Fun fact, this is the first time that Smoothie is able to use his rights on the throne that he won back in September.
You guys should see me win the Mario Party Championship, because I just basically dominated that.
Alright, looks like we're just skipping the whole beginning part, the intro to this game.
Coin toss, I guess, will be in order,
nope,
right?
not even.
Nope.
We're not even doing a coin toss. It looks
Alright,
like,
well, this is abrupt. We're
just like starting the game, no big deal. And looks like Ohio State's going to kick off here, start off the first quarter, playing with 3-minute quarters. There are probably a couple of me in this game. And actually, I think that's me right there. That is McCarty right there.
That was a pretty good run, I guess.
With a decent return. My number's 69, LOL.
Ha
ha. Michigan ranked number 2 in this year. Ohio State ranked 12th. And Michigan now starting their first drive of the game. Chad Henne, quarterback for Michigan, and nice run by Kevin R. Fumble!
Oh, man.
And Ohio State recovers. The first play of the game is a fumble by...
Reminds me of the New York Giants.
Michael Hart. Giants won today.
I know they did.
Giants actually won today. And
they were doing pretty shitty for a while.
Well, they got 5 field goals. That was how they won. They won with 5 field goals. Ohio State now on their first drive. Would you even count that as a drive? Michigan fumbling the ball?
That was not really a drive.
No, not at all. It was like the first play of the year when Eli threw a quick pick to DeMarcus Ware. First play of the game.
Here you go.
He's like,
and done.
This is how our season's going. 2nd and 9 now on the Michigan 45.
And you see here, they're really playing football.
Nice. What a huge pass. Incomplete. Well covered by the Michigan defense. Michigan tends to go for a 3-3-5 defense.
Blocked it.
That was just a poorly dropped pass. It was good execution by the quarterback. Ball still on the 45, 3rd and 9.
However, though, he needed to get open, man. What the hell was he doing?
Chris Collinsworth is currently on TV right now. Oh, and a huge, almost a sack. Quarterback able to get it out right before the defensive end got to him. Yeah, he did. He got it right as he was thrown, and we will see the punt unit here. Robinson back to punt. I can't say I know exactly how good he is, but here we go.
Alright, well, that
was a short kick. He did not get a lot of that one. Oh, and a huge hit. And the kicking team recovers.
Oh, my God.
Didn't call the fair catch. And the Michigan football will lose a second fumble in 2 turns.
Wow, if only fucking Michigan could actually do something.
Michigan completely debilitated right here, and we will get the ball back. Different quarterback now.
Alright, well, gotta change it up, I guess.
I wonder if maybe he was injured. It didn't look like that was the case, but here we go. Michigan now.
She's taking a piss.
Yeah. Michigan now having to scramble to play inside the red zone defense after a punt muff. After fumbled. 2nd and 10 now.
Great
Quick
jump.
pass to the left.
Great jump.
Out of bounds, however.
Well.
One of the stick guys just fell. Just got shot. 3rd and 8 now from the Michigan 13. Michigan needs to make this stop.
Oh, go right there.
It was open. And he looked like he had it incomplete. Deflected by this Michigan defense, and that was good defense, Smoothie, to stop them in the red zone.
Yeah. So they're gonna kick it, obviously, right now.
Well, I mean, what else would you do? I mean, it's early first quarter. You've still got a minute and a half. You've got a minute 50 left to play.
That's halfway through.
It is halfway through. What a duck field goal, though. Kicked it sideways. There's some cheerleader crotch for you right there.
Pussy.
Pixelated pussy. Hashtag that. Let's get that now trending on Twitter. Pixelated pussy. So Ohio State draws first blood. And 3-0 lead by the Buckeyes. Michigan now, let's see if they fumble again. Michigan has yet to really get started after 2 fumble losses. Decent kick. We're going to see a good return. Starts at the 20 and gets to about the 27.
That was a somewhat decent run.
Well, it was not that great of a kick, honestly. The kick went to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you might as well just let them out.
Well, you see guys in the NFL kicking it beyond the end zone.
Yeah.
So when you have a kick that goes to the 20-yard line, like, what are you doing with your kicker? Michigan looking to make some sort of offensive play. Chad Henne, quarterback, drops back, pressure's on.
That was...
and a terrible...
It looked like it was going right to him, but then it somehow...
McCarty just was not paying attention at all. Just let the ball hit his back and just walked away. So hopefully McCarty will shape his ass up. McCarty was actually not on this team. He's a created player. But no one needs to know that, except for all of you. All 2 of you. Fun fact, Luke Goss is on the Michigan ball team. Now Michael Hart with the run gets nowhere. It'll be a 3rd and 8 from the Michigan 35. Michigan needs to make some sort of play happen if they want to get the advantage going into the second quarter.
I'm already feeling that fucking Michigan is going to win this. I don't really think Ohio State's got it. I don't think they're going to do much.
Well, Michigan does lead the rivalry. In most games, Henne, feeling the pressure, gets the ball off.
That was pass
incomplete.
It was not clearly pass interference.
The ball touched him first before he was tackled. But that was, I would have to say, Henne got that pass off very well. He threw that pass right where it needed to go, but these receivers are not getting the passes that they should. And now we'll see the punt unit. Brown looking to punt, wants to get it as far as he can. Looked like a pretty good kick.
But it went behind
and a tackle. There you go.
Past the 20-yard line, so obviously it wasn't that good.
Well, for a punt, though, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, for a punt.
Actually, it was a pretty decent kick. Ball now on the Ohio State 26. A minute left to go in this first quarter. Ohio State looks to capitalize on their already 3-0
Will we see a touchdown in any of these scores is the question, honestly.
I would assume so. We'll have to see. Could have packed that going nowhere. Not really sure who that was directed towards. Well covered by Michigan defense.
The invisible man really got covered very well there. So there's clearly no one to throw to.
Silva, by the way, for those of you watching, we did the name generation, where the names are generated, so a lot of these are not like the names of the actual players. Drops back, and a good completion by Ohio State.
It was really good. Yeah, dude, I agree. It was an awesome pass. It was just like, went to him.
I guess Bryant is the name of the quarterback. Hayward with the reception.
That made me think like it was Bryant who was playing, but then I realized Bryant's not playing right now.
Well, he is. Bryant is the quarterback.
Well, like, you know the college Bryant?
Nice hit. Oh, yeah.
I don't even think they have a football team, though.
Went for a nice sweep, didn't get anywhere, got a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 on the 43. Michigan, this game was the year that Michigan lost to Appalachian State in the first game, was number 2 ranked and lost to an FCS team.
That's terrible.
And honestly, Michigan hasn't been able to recover since.
Remember when Butler went to the, March Madness?
They did a very good job. They had a hell of a run. I think it was one year for women's basketball. I had them winning, but then they lost to UConn because UConn just dominates in women's basketball. Bryant back to pass. Good catch. He's got open room. He's taking it down. No one. Michigan. Touchdown, Ohio State. Ohio State with a huge reception.
Oh, he's going through that guy. Metamorphosis.
But they may call him for... And wow, I'm surprised they didn't right at the end of the quarter.
I like how that black guy is clearly black and his last name's white.
LOL, I guess. What a great reception by Ohio State. Takes a 10-0 lead here at the end of the first quarter.
And
PAT is good.
Look at that mascot.
And the Buckeye celebrating like a faggot.
That looks like a mole.
And at the end of the first quarter, we have the Buckeyes over the Wolverines 10-0.
All right, let's go Wolverines.
That was a good first quarter. You got to admit, Ohio State playing at a level that Michigan has not been prepared for. But you got to say, Smoothie, those 2 fumbles in the first quarter really did some damage.
Yeah, it sure did. They need to learn how to get possession of the ball, or they are not going to be able to have the accurate amount of drives.
Michael Hart actually has a history of fumbles. He actually, that year, had 2 fumbles on the 1-yard line when they were in scoring range. When they were on the opponent's 1-yard line. And he fumbled it twice in one game and lost both fumbles. Michael Hart...
You cannot be dumber than that. I mean, honestly...
He's a great running back, but he needs ball security. And that's what we need to see. And we saw him. He fumbled the first play of this game. Chad Henne now plays for the Miami Dolphins behind Matt Tannehill. Or whatever his name is. Something Tannehill.
They're going nowhere with that pass.
And a screen that did not play well covered by Ohio State. Looks like Jackson had the tackle on that. It'll be 2nd and 12. Ball on the 32. Out of the I formation. Pitch to the back. Mike Willard breaks one, gets about a yard.
Across the line of scrimmage right there.
Gets about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and long. And this is not what Michigan wants at this point in the game. What Michigan needs right now is
Michigan's time to act, and they just
Michigan needs to score on this drive if they want to have any chance of at least being down by 1 score at the end of the half.
We need a good pass right now. That's what we need.
3rd and long. Hennig drops back. No pressure. Good reception.
There we go.
Touchdown. There we go. Touchdown. Sean McCarty with a run. Touchdown, Michigan. That was exactly what Michigan needed at that point. A 67-yard pass completion by Hennig to McCarty. And this is what these two are so good at, Smoothie.
I can see that very clearly from that play. I mean, beautiful completion right there. It was long range. It was what they needed. It got past the defenders.
PAT is good.
PAT is good, and now...
And just like that, Michigan is right back into this.
Now maybe they'll capitalize on Ohio State's constant fumbling.
Well, Ohio State hasn't been fumbling. It's been Michigan who's been fumbling, but they need the defense to hold here.
They sure need the defense to hold here. Because they cannot afford to lose any more points and let Ohio State get a bigger lead.
Well, Ohio State still has the momentum on their side. You can see on the top left, this game with the little flashing part over the Bucks. That's the momentum meter. Ohio State still with the momentum, but Michigan's touchdown took a huge chunk out of that.
Oh, I see. Well, this is one thing I didn't know about this game is how momentum can be somehow measured.
Momentum actually it helps the team. It helps the team, helps them perform a little better. Ohio State's going to start at the 38. Decent return by Ohio State.
Really good return.
Bryant in the shotgun. Drops back. Nice stop pass, but dropped by Willis.
That was an incomplete pass.
And there you see the passing stats by both quarterbacks.
Ohio State not really capitalizing on the passes right here.
But one of those passes was their touchdown pass.
True, but
they got it where they needed it.
For Michigan, so I mean, don't count them out yet.
There's plenty of game left to play. Ball in the 38, 2nd and 10. Play clock winding down. Another good pass picked off by the Michigan defense. Nichols for a 5-yard return. And what a beautiful play that was by the Michigan linebacker to get in there and to grab the ball. And Michigan will take over at the 39.
They had it coming to them on that play.
And you can see Michigan has now got the momentum on their side. But the point is, can they capitalize? Can Michigan go into the half leading? Not with a pass like that, but there is a flag on the play. Roughing the passer it is. And Michigan will get an automatic first down, and that puts them in field goal range.
Puts them in field goal range, and that is what they currently need to tie this game. And with still plenty of opportunity to get a touchdown on this drive, then, you know, I feel Michigan is in a pretty good state right now. They have all the momentum. They've got the first down. They've got doable yardage.
Well, consider this, Smoothie. In a minute and 11 seconds, they've scored a touchdown and got themselves back into field goal range.
And that was a catch.
And that's going to go down as a catch. That was a tough one, but it looks like they're going to call that a catch. And a first down, 11-yard pass completion by Henny.
At that angle in this game, I would say, it kind of looked like it was by the ground, but I think he did end up picking it up. Because they don't really review the plays, so...
And you can tell that Ohio State has taken time of possession by a good 30 seconds, but here we are, pass to the outside, and that's going to be out of bounds.
That was totally out. Well,
tried to grab it on the inside, wasn't successful, and you could see...
Pretty close yardage. It's been a pretty good...
Both teams have been fairly evenly matched, you have to say, at this point in the game. 2nd and 10 now, ball on the Ohio State 13. Michigan in fantastic position right now to tie this game up before the half. And Michael Hart with a run.
I don't know if I advocate that play truly. I mean, if you're going to run the ball, you've got to have a good game plan going in. I mean, maybe props to the Ohio State defense.
Yeah, the offensive line by Michigan not doing their jobs. It was a great job by Ohio State defense to get in there, get to the get it to the running back before he could get anywhere. 2nd and 11 now. Looking for a hard pass inside. Caught! Touchdown, Michigan!
Touchdown, Michigan. So they took the opportunity, they capitalized it now.
Chad Henne, 2 touchdowns on the day.
Getting towards the end of the second quarter.
Red with the catch. And we're going to see an extra point. And just like that, Michigan is on top. And that is why they are number 2 ranked in this game. Extra point is good. And now the Bucks, now you have a minute 12. If you're the Ohio State Buckeyes, what do?
I would say go for it. Go for the touchdown. Because even though you could still get the field goal here and bring it close to the tie, I would say, you know, you want to have that competitive edge, get the momentum back before the half ends.
The other thing that is...
They've got a lot of momentum right now as it is. I mean, if you look at the bar, you see Michigan has quite a bit of momentum, and it'll be tough to gain back from them at this point.
The other thing to consider as well is Ohio State is getting the ball back at the half. It takes it now, dropped at about the 35. Not a bad return, but we've got a minute 10 and 3 timeouts on Ohio State to get the ball down the field. Let's see what they do. Starting out from the 36. You can tell 190 passing yards by Michigan, and that really epitomizes these past 2 drives on Michigan's part.
Oh, come on. That was not good.
Hayward with a complete dropped pass. You could see a lot of the thing, 2 for 10 in completion percentage.
Yeah, the wide receivers haven't.
But the wide receivers have not been bringing the ball in, and as a 12th ranked team, you've got to be able to do that.
You certainly do have to be able to do that. at this level in college, you know, they're counting on you to make those completions.
You know, and it's
necessary.
And a huge tackle by number 2, but it looks like it's going to be a face mask on the defense, which is going to be a huge help for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now have it on the 48.
That's interesting, though, that someone increased the momentum of the Michigan team, even though...
that is interesting. It is a ball now on the Michigan 48, but the clock is still running. But now the Bucks have an opportunity to score, if nothing else, to get a field goal. But they need to manage their time wisely. Run by the running back. Drop down at about the 45.
Well, they used their timeout, as you can see.
One timeout by the Buckeyes, which isn't really going to take any timeout. The cool thing about the Colony is you are watching this game commercial-free.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to watch any trees fall and scream in the woods, just like you would if you were watching.
What a stupid-ass commercial that is. Oh, and a Michigan player moved.
False start.
Michigan's penalties are totally hurting them at this point because the Buckeyes are now getting closer and closer to scoring range, and they have the time to work with.
They certainly do. I mean, 46 seconds is definitely enough to get you down the field with a few key plays tied into the mix.
I just remembered who's at running back. It's Beanie Wells, who I wonder what happened to him. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth. Bryant drops back, pass, and another dropped pass by these Buckeyes offense. What is going on with the wide receiver corps?
The wide receiver corner's not... I mean, on that pass, it wasn't as bad, I guess, because even if he had caught it, he would have gotten tackled.
He was hearing footsteps, definitely. This Michigan defense was definitely on their tail. But 2 first downs.
Could have made forward
20 yards of penalties by Michigan on this drive. Bryant back. Oh, and a huge sack! By Nichols, who had an interception.
That was the first sack of the game.
That was the first sack of the game made by Nichols. Had an interception earlier this quarter, which led to a Michigan touchdown.
He's been on fire today. He's gonna win the game ball today.
Bryant back in the shotgun, drops back. Need this 3rd down. Huge pass to the outside.
Whoa,
caught.
He got it. Oh man.
Caught.
What a
and
turn.
Look at what that did to them.
Have turned.
Take a drink.
Now
what a huge pass by, and now rush to the line. Bryant now dives back. Picked off.
Picked
off by Smith in the end zone.
That was for nothing.
And after a huge play by the wide receiver of Ohio State, Michigan defense coming up, getting an interception, making sure the Bucks do not get any points leading into the half.
That was clutch. That is actually pretty hilarious.
Wolverines in the ace formation after a huge pick. Michael Hart with the ball, going nowhere.
I don't even care if they score at this point. I'm just like laughing at how... Well, maybe it was because of the excessive momentum held by Michigan.
The thing is, Michigan doesn't need to score at this point. The Bucks did. And here they are now at the 20. Michael Hart getting nowhere, but... obviously not the priority of Michigan, but in Ohio State's defense, they do get the ball back at the half. So another running play, and they're just going to wind this half out.
Yep, okay, so far it's 14-10, so there's still a game that's definitely going to be played at this point. But, you know, Michigan has been on a roll, and it's going to be tough to sort of get them off that roll. I think Ohio State is going to have a tougher time, but who knows if things will turn around in this half.
Well, what needs to happen right now is the Bucks need to score on this drive. They need to make some sort of scoring run, even if it's a field goal. Because right now you're down technically by 4. So if you lose, what you need right now is to make a field goal so you only have that 1-point differential. Ohio State going with the reverse, getting only a couple yards out of that.
I don't know what the point of that lateral was.
Sometimes the reverse works, sometimes it doesn't. Michigan had great coverage there on their special teams. Bryant looking to come off a 2nd interception in 2 straight drives. Lining in the I formation. Bryant heads back. Quick pass, another dropped pass.
Oh my goodness.
By Willis.
Willis? What you talking about, Willis? Get that drop pass, man.
Well, out of anything, you would think in the half that the coach would want to make some adjustments, maybe shake the wide receivers a little bit, get their heads back in the game so they can catch these passes, because it's not the defense a lot of the time. Wide receivers are just dropping passes.
Yeah, the offense has really been off.
Went for a run and going nowhere there. Tremendous run defense by the Wolverines. And it'll be 3rd and long at the 20
You know,
for
they
the Buckeyes.
say defense wins championships, and I mean, you can pretty much see that here in this game.
Well, you've got to say, this is why Michigan is ranked number 2. Their defense has been solid all day long. 2 interceptions, a sack, has been keeping nothing but pressure on Bryant, but a good catch! He's got open room! Finally! From the 20, he's going to take it in! Touchdown, Ohio State!
Well, now the tidings have turned again in this game.
An 80-yard completion and by Willis, who just dropped that pass, and the Buckeyes take the advantage again. Wow. And this is why this rivalry is one of the best in the country, Smoothie.
I can see that. I mean, we both have had our strong performances. We've had our weak points as well, but they've essentially balanced each other out throughout this game. And now that Ohio State is back up on top again, there's only room for Michigan to start creeping up.
Oh, pixelated pussy, take a drink.
Take a drink.
Take a drink. Now trending on Twitter. And
well, most of that was passing.
Well, for a 3-play drive,
yeah,
an 80-yard pass, and you got to give it to Bryant. He may not be getting these small passes, but he's getting these ones where they're important.
He certainly is. He certainly is. I mean, you can give a lot of crap to the receivers, too. But apparently they've started to pull their duty when it's necessary.
You said duty. McCarty now taking it. Got some open room, and a nice 20-yard return there by McCarty. And it'll be first on the 45. Michigan now, momentum not on their side, going down, but there are still 5 minutes of this game left to play. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think that Michigan has a pretty good chance of scoring on this drive, and if they score on this drive, they'll easily be back up on top again, and then Ohio State doesn't have as much time advantage on their hands.
Oh, and another dropped pass. Wide receivers on both ends of the ball, on both teams, not performing the way that you would expect them to, but you could see just by the numbers there, 195 passing yards by Ohio State and 90 by Michigan, and it shows because the Bucks are ahead.
It sure does show. It does show. But we'll see what they do in this play right here. This could be a different situation.
Michael Hart running for a few yards, getting about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 7, or 3rd and 8, I guess, from the 43, or from the 47, actually.
Now, this doesn't look as good as I originally thought. I did have a lot of confidence in Michigan.
Michigan has a solid running game, but the Ohio State defense has made sure there is nothing doing on that this game. 3rd and 8. Drops back to pass. Henny under pressure.
Got a lot of time.
Throws off his back foot, and it's out of bounds. They're not going to give that to him, and it is going to be 4th down, and we're going to see the punt unit. And a good 3-and-out defensive effort by Ohio State.
Yeah, their defense really came through in the clutch there. You know, they haven't really been performing that well tonight before this. I mean, there had been a lot of flaws by the Michigan offense, but now stepping up finally is the Ohio State defense that will give them the ball back again.
And a fair catch called. We're going to see the ball start on the 19-yard line for Ohio State. Ohio State would love nothing more than to score on this drive and lead by 2 scores, but do you think they can get it down the field?
I have somewhat of confidence in them. I mean,
snap to the quarterback. Nothing happening on that.
Sack.
It was a run, so they were trying for a shotgun quarterback sneak. Michigan saw right through that. No yards, 2nd and 10. Nichols again with the tackle. Nichols has had a pretty good defensive day. 3 tackles, a sack, and an interception by the linebacker.
Can't complain about that. I mean, he's definitely the best defensive asset they've had on the team as of today.
And a decent run there by the running back, Winston, for 8 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
They've still, so 3rd and 2 is definitely manageable. So I definitely don't think this spells the end for the Buckeyes at this point in the game.
Oh yeah, the ace formation.
They're
not going to get it.
They didn't get
Michigan makes the stop, and to Michigan's credit, a nice 3rd and out effort.
For sure. Now that they've...
but maybe...
There's a flag, though.
Might have been a little too much celebration there by Abdullah, who happens to be white, and I'm not really sure why. But it's going to give Ohio State a 1st down, and that penalty is very costly.
The penalty is surely costly. Well, they could have easily gotten the upper hand.
A 3 and out opportunity now wasted because of excess celebration. And that's one of the most frustrating things for a coach.
You got to get down to your fundamentals when it comes to coaching football. And, you know, the point is not getting overly dramatic when it comes to the field. You got to focus on the game when it's important.
Well, especially in a situation like this where you're down by 3, you could have gotten the ball in good position because the ball was on, I think, the 22 or something like that. That's the time when you really need to keep your head focused. Michigan has cost 45 yards in penalties. Ohio State, none. And we start the 4th quarter from 17 to 14. Ohio State in possession of the ball, 2nd and 6. A nice job by the running back who's got open room. Beanie Wells down the sideline. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Ohio State is now...
And that is a crusher to the Michigan team, now down by 10.
It is doable for them to get back on top in this game, but it'll be definitely more of a fight at this point.
Well, Michigan is going to have to use their timeouts, going to have to use their time very wisely. But you have to admit, Smoothie, that excess celebration really hurt them.
It certainly did. That was a crucial mistake. They could, if they were up at this point in the game, you know, the score could have been something more like 20 to, what was it, 14, I believe?
It was 17-14. The ball would have been in Michigan's possession.
So if they had made a touchdown in that last quarter, then they would have been up at this point 20-17 instead of the off-balance score that is now. And now it could be Ohio State's got all the momentum, so it'll be very difficult for Michigan at this point.
Hart fields it, gets it to about the 30, and you can see the time of possession. Ohio State dominating for 3-minute quarters. That's definitely a significantly different number, and it shows by the 10 points that the Bucs have over the Wolverines.
It certainly does. All the points that have been scored.
Just going down by the numbers. You see that 259 total yards by the Buckeyes. Michigan just 102. Big play action, but hit as he threw, 2nd down. And there may not be as many laughs in this one, Colony, and apologies, but we're actually having fun, like, doing the commentary for this.
Yeah, we're just basically describing the game as it is going on, but, you know, it's actually not that bad.
No, I'm having fun doing it.
We get to, like...
Another pass. Oh, and a dropped pass again. Wow, these wide receivers need to get fucked up the ass by Wario.
Yeah,
they need a Judick so they can finally catch some passes. Take a drink.
Take a drink. Take a drink.
Now that we mentioned that there aren't any jokes, I'll just cram as many jokes as we can into this one quarter.
Alright, let's do it. Here we go.
And he drops back.
Alright, so Willis, what's going on, man?
Caught by McCarty, but it's not going to be enough.
You cocky son of a bitch, I hope Nichols rips your dick out in the middle of the night.
What? Okay. 36 yards, and they're going to go for it. And, I mean, what other choice do you have?
You don't really have
You're down by 10. You need to get this.
A bitch if you don't
this is a huge one right here. Play action. Henny with a quick pass. Dropped. And it is going to be a turnover on downs. And that is probably going to be the nail in the coffin for this Michigan team. Ohio State now only a couple yards out of field goal range. And if you got to say, if the Bucs score here, it's over.
It is pretty much over.
With only 2 minutes and 19 seconds left, Beanie Wells gets about 3 yards.
They're still making much forward progress. I mean, the Michigan defense really has to step up at this point.
Well, you saw that outside, that counter by Beanie Wells that got them 77 yards or something like that for a touchdown. The run defense just not connecting, And we've seen in this past half, Michigan has not been playing at the level they did in the first half.
They certainly haven't. I mean, most of the stats have been racked up in the first half, and most of it has been on Nichols' behalf.
The second half, all Ohio State. Another run. You know that they're just wearing down the clock at this point. Michigan calls a second timeout. That was actually their first of the half. Ball in the 31. It's going to be 3rd and 5. In field goal range. Another run to the left. Breaks free and tackled for the first. Now inside the 20-yard line are the Buckeyes.
They're on cloud 9 right now. That guy's strutting away.
Oh, but they're going to be called for excessive celebration. And that's one of those things that you just can't do in college anymore. Especially because
this isn't high school. This is college.
And I get it if you're a freshman, you're new to the game, you haven't played college football, but when you've been established, like Beanie Wells has, you can't do that. Ball now back on the 32, pretty much all of the yards that they just gained, they've now lost. 1st and 25. And Beanie Wells gets clotheslined the shit out of.
Who was that? Who did that tackle? Man, that looked like
that was Willis, I guess. I guess that isn't Beanie Wells. I guess Beanie Wells isn't in this game. Never mind.
Right,
so we've been feeding you wrong information this entire game. Fuck us, right? Thanks a lot, Luke Goss.
Yeah.
Take a drink.
Take a drink.
Who happens to be tagged in all of our new videos. A whole slew of videos were put up today, and this one will probably go up on Monday. So check them out. We've got some new games, including our debut of our newest game, Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, we had a pretty good amount of fun making those videos. I mean, I had some pretty great wins, as you will see.
You had some shitty-ass ring-out bullshit wins, as you can read in the description of that. And here we see the players of the game. Nichols with 6 tackles, a sack, and a pick. But Willis really the star of the show this one. A receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he really did what he could for the Michigan team. I mean, you can't say that this
He's on Ohio State, buddy.
Nichols?
No, not Nichols. Willis, who had a rushing and a passing touchdown.
You're talking about Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Nichols is doing pretty well, though. But Willis...
Well, but they're not doing anything. I mean, the Bucs have pretty much closed this game out. And you can see at 4th and 10, they're going to go for it. I mean, they've got nothing to lose. They're running the clock down. Michigan, I don't think, has any timeouts left. Bryant drops back to pass. Is going to be fumbled, but recovered by the offense, but it's going to be a turnover. Moot point around this point. 25 seconds left. Is there any way Michigan can actually do this?
There is no way that they can actually do this.
Michigan with no timeouts. They would pretty much have to score a touchdown on this, kick an onside kick, recover it, and score again. You know they're going to try long ball. Henne back to pass. Going to throw it to the left. Throws it straight out of bounds. And I think Michigan has come to realize that they are not going to win this game. The Buckeyes have outplayed them this entire half.
Things really turned around in this second half. I mean, everything that was good for the Michigan team was taken away from them.
Absolutely collapsed in this half. And you got to wonder just what happened to this Michigan team. Sacked by Joseph. And that's going to close this out. No timeouts left. And what a way to end this game by a huge sack by Ohio State. Just a giant middle finger to this Michigan team. One last attempt is going to be dropped.
Wow. LOL.
Story of this game. And you'll see an Ohio State topples Michigan here in Miami because we decided to have this game not at home.
And they're
going to dump the Gatorade. I guess that was Gatorade, but like the 4 pixels, the orange. But
and it's not even the Super Bowl or anything.
It's not the Super Bowl, but what a rivalry this is. Ohio State with a huge celebration. You can't blame them. Completely outplaying Michigan in the second half.
Had a complete turnaround in the second half. Had their offense was doing really well, and their defense really stepped up when they needed it. So therefore, they capitalized on all their opportunities, and they ended up winning this game. Michigan just couldn't make any key plays that they needed to in that round.
I absolutely agree, and that's going to do it for this edition of NCAA Rivalries. My name is The Colonist.
And I'm Smooth Jazz.
And we'll probably make a series out of this, so we'll see you next time, everybody. Take care.